You're listening to the Major Pod Network, the only place where your favorite toy store, card shop, arcade, theme park, and arena are all on the same block. Scratch that major itch.
Welcome, everyone, to episode 50 of MC True Long Island Story. I am your host, the internet champion, always ready, Matt Cardona.
I'm also here, producer of the show, Smart Mark Sterling Esquire, live from Cleveland. What's up, man?
This is it, man. Episode 50. We did it. We started this show 50 episodes ago. It was actually your pitch to me to do this kind of like the victory of the podcast.
Yeah.
I will admit, I thought this was going to be a lot more popular than it has been.
Right.
But we have some loyal listeners, and we're continuing to do it for them because we started this journey. We're going to finish it. But this is it. This is the last episode of the weekly episodic throwbacks. Episode 1 was 10 years after episode 1, and so on and so forth. So this is episode 50, the last episode on my own channel before it was moved to WWE. First year, a story of positivity, hard work, the underdog, the Ryder Revolution. Year 2, more of a negative story. Don't really want to cover that in full detail. Don't need a negative podcast in our life.
Yeah.
But we're going to take a little break, and we're going to come back with 10 hard-hitting episodes that will cover everything. The emails, Kane, WrestleMania, Hosky, and so much more. So we're going to take a little intermission, but we'll be back with some hard-hitting episodes.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm excited to ask some of the questions that I've been wondering sort of since the beginning of the show, which pertain to a lot of the crossover to the WWE YouTube channel, some of the things that happened in the last year and all that. So we'll be asking those questions there. But today we're here to focus on sort of episode 50, and I'm going to ask a few questions about that switch over.
Right.
But before we do, I do think that there are some fans of this show that don't listen to the Major Wrestling Figure podcast. So they probably heard we did the big GCW Hammerstein show. I wanted to talk about that real quick. We did a full breakdown on the Major Wrestling Figure podcast, so check that out. But we do have a little update here, don't we? We think that I may have broken your nose.
Yeah, so I thought it was from Joey's Superkick.
Well, you accidentally hit me in the head with the belt.
Right, so I go to hit Joey with the belt, the internet title. Mark's hold him. Joey slips out. I hit Mark by accident. Yeah. Immediately turned to a Superkick. I assumed, because the blood just starts pouring out of my nose, I just assumed it was from Joey's Superkick. Yeah. I'm watching this video in slow motion.
It's like a super HD slow-mo.
And as I'm hitting you with the belt, you're like punching me in the face.
I was trying to block the belt.
Yeah, so, man, I don't know what to do. I look like Harry and Marv from Home Alone 2 with their nose all crooked. I'm going to give it another day before I have to go and see if I need to get it adjusted. But Hammerstein Ballroom, what a night. Yeah. From the moment I heard rumblings that we were going to be at Hammerstein, I started planning this elaborate night, starting with my entrance downstate. Thank you so much for combining Enter Sandman with my entrance music. Incredible. I finally wore that Mikey Whipwreck gear. All you guys were involved. Chelsea, the fans were so against me, which I love. My parents were there. The fans brought a "If Cardona Wins We Riot" sign, which just so happened to be the logo on my T-shirt. So it was like T-shirt fate. I have goosebumps right now just talking about it. Such a great night. It truly felt like a WrestleMania to me. I know I was joking on social media calling it Game Changer Mania. But the buzz that I've received since, I don't know about you, Mark, I wasn't able to get through my timeline. It's just the feedback has been incredible, good and bad.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
As long as I get an emotion out of somebody, I don't care if they love me or hate me. Some people loved the match. Some people hated the match. Some people thought it was too overbooked. I don't think it was booked enough. I thought there weren't enough run-ins.
I agree with you, man. And honestly, when I see those tweets, too overbooked. Who? Fuck you. That's what I want.
I don't think it was overbooked enough.
Yeah. Screw off. Go watch something else. It's ridiculous. I hate that. It's like watching a horror movie and being like, well, there was too much blood or something like that. Like, don't watch a horror movie then, dummy.
I saw some Mark put this Instagram post, which I thought was giving us praise, but as I read the description, first I shared it to my story. I'm like, oh, this is so cool. Then I read the description. He was burying us.
Yeah.
One that we copied the edge spot, which was that was the whole point.
Why wouldn't you?
That was the whole point with Brian under the mask with the spear, and then that. First of all, this isn't even my fault that the fans copied the fans with the if Cardona was the right side. I didn't make the side. The fans did.
Absurd.
Unbelievable.
But we're going to have a whole vlog on our YouTube channel probably coming up within the next 7 days or so of the behind the scenes of that. And then there's going to be footage edited for that. If you haven't been following along on Matt's GCW journey, there's some really cool videos. But I do want to say this. We're winding down here on the show, 50 episodes. And it's funny when you think about Zack Ryder. When you started Z True Long Island Story, where was Zack Ryder? We talk about it all the time. You were barely booked. We talked about it. You were on maybe every other loop. You were losing on house shows in 4 minutes. You didn't have a spot on TV. You start Z True Long Island Story, and in 1 year, you're the U.S. champion. You're main eventing Raw. You're teaming with Cena. Your merch is selling out. All that stuff. This is the journey we knew. Now, I'm not saying it's because of MC True Long Island Story, but I do find it interesting how crazy a year can change a person's life. Because where were both of us at the beginning of 2021?
Right.
You know?
I mean, I had just started wrestling again. Not that the pandemic, we're still living in a pandemic, right?
Yes,
but
yes.
Things had eased up a bit.
Right.
So I started working for Impact, some other independents. But, I hadn't found who the new version of me would be.
Right.
And we had this talk way before this show. Like, you should be a heel, blah, blah. You can't just turn heel. I've said this to you. I said this to a lot of people. When I was at WWE, why didn't you turn heel? I don't like the fucking show. That's why I didn't turn heel.
Yeah.
Okay? Think I pitched it? And, getting released from WWE, being on the indie scene for really the first time ever, besides before I broke into WWE,
Yep.
you gotta ride that wave. You gotta milk that cow, baby. You can't just flip the switch. Mm-hmm. Now, of course, there was an evolution from Zack Ryder into Matt Cardona, but it wasn't until the GCW stuff with Nick Gage where everything just kind of fell into my lap, and I don't even think I'm a heel. I think I'm a babyface, but the people don't like me. So if you want to call me a heel, I guess go ahead.
Yeah.
But that has since, bled over into every single promotion I work for. Finally, I think Impact Wrestling, the fans are starting to not like me. Like, that was the last place.
Right.
Tonight, Impact Wrestling, how crazy is this? Internet champion against the digital media champion, Jordan Grace, for the digital media title. I created this goddamn division, whether it be digital media, the internet. I created that division.
Yes.
I made the internet relevant. Listen, I repeat, I was not the first wrestler on the internet. Guys like Matt Hardy, Shane Helms. There was guys before me. I wasn't the first web show, The Dirt Sheet. Mm-hmm. I was the first person who changed my spot in a major company using the tools of the internet. That's undebatable.
Absolutely.
That's undebatable.
But I guess what I'm saying is 10 years to the day, basically, of getting thrown off the stage, the loading dock by Kane. You have your hand raised in a sold-out Hammerstein ballroom for arguably the most important independent professional wrestling show in a promotion that you helped bring to the mainstream. So in addition to that, 1 year ago, I had not taken a wrestling booking in a year. I had no idea even if I was going to continue in the wrestling business as a performer. And here I am 1 year later as a
manager of the TBS champion.
But hey, we've preached it this entire show. I feel like this entire show is like bet on yourself, work on your things that you're good at, push your own ideas, create your own things, and good things will happen. Am I right?
I wanna read this caption. First of all, let me just say this about GCW. They know what they're doing, okay? Yes. The amount of buzz I've gotten from this show. Now, it's now, as we're recording Tuesday, all these photographers are coming out of the woodwork with their professional photos. So there's more content coming out. It's unbelievable. It's great. Yeah. It's like there's like too many things to post. It's almost like, am I posting too much?
I know. I think
that's how much content there is.
I know. I keep
it's unbelievable. But this is a caption I put up, and I truly believe this. I said it's a picture of Chelsea and I, sold out hammer sign in the background. If Cardona wins, we riot sign in the background. I say we got fired from our dream jobs, so we created our new dream jobs. Mm-hmm. And I mean that. And I really, really mean that. Another thing, I want to find this quote. It's another good quote. If I can find it. I don't want to keep putting myself over, but
I just feel this is the finale here, kind of. So this is all we've been talking about, really.
Yeah. I said it's another picture of me and Chelsea, sold out Hammerstein. I'm spraying the PBR. From the moment I found out Game Changer Wrestling was going to run the Hammerstein Ballroom, I visualized my dream entrance. It came true. Even some Mark bringing the "If Cardona wins, we riot" sign. Dream big, but be always ready to do the fucking work. And that's what it's all about, guys. You can have these dreams and goals, but you got to put in the fucking work. Mm-hmm. It's not just going to happen if you dream and think,
That'd
super
nice.
Positively. That's important. But you got to do the fucking work.
Yeah. That's the given. Yep, exactly. 100%.
And that night at Hammerstein, that picture that we all took afterwards, oh man, I love that photo. Me, you, Brian, Chelsea, Swoggle. And I've been wrestling this is my 19th year in the business, and I'm not putting these in any order. Top 5 moments of my career: winning that U.S. title at TLC at the tail end of Z Trolling Story. Mm-hmm. Well, year 1. Winning the IC title at WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. Winning the tag team titles with Brian at WrestleMania. Beating Nick Gage at Homecoming to be the GCW champion, and Hammerstein Ballroom. So 2 of my top 5 moments of my career came after I was fired. Basically told, you're not good enough to keep around.
Yep.
So.
Well, remember that, everybody. If you have these low points in your life, you always bet on yourself, dig yourself out of that hole, and keep pushing forward into your dreams, because it doesn't matter when somebody says no, because it's when you say no. All right. It's been fun. So, first of all, do we have any follow-up from last week? I barely have any, but I have 2 things.
I do not.
Okay. Zaid Ashraf.
Scott Stanford did text me today.
Oh, what did he say?
He said, it's probably going to get hot that that I'm reading this, but I don't give a shit, Scott. He said, "Bro, you're everywhere." I said, "Someone has to be." He said, "Love it. Shit, if I didn't just resign, I could have been your advocate. Handed you the mic." Stanford always trying to get that rub.
You're the man. Zaid Ashraf says, anyone remember Prisco? What's the deal with him? Hopefully you answer this on a later episode. Prisco
doesn't debut till year 2. Okay. He was my friend / fake lawyer. He's actually a character I believe I stole from the Chiappetta show.
Aha.
Yeah.
Got it. All right, Harry Flynn. Harry Flynn had a bunch of comments. I just want to say thank you to Harry Flynn. He helped us out a lot this season. Kind of our fact finder, right? So,
yeah.
Z Trolling Story had all your people that helped. Well, Harry Flynn's been a big help this year. I would ask a question. He'd answer it in the comments. But he says, my favorite Zack Ryder gear was him, Mania 32. I always wanted an elite with that gear. So that was just part of the conversation we were talking about last week with the gear. But thank you very much, Harry Flynn, for the help this season.
I would have loved an elite with that gear too, but I'll take the basic. I guess one follow-up I did have, a lot of people were talking about that splatter paint headband. Like, oh, I have it. Do you want it? If someone has it in the bag it came in, I would take it. I don't want a used headband.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want a used one. Oh, I only wore it once. That's okay. Keep it.
Yeah.
Keep it. And we're going to do a whole merch episode. That's one of the final 10. So we're going to do a deep dive into all the merch.
Phenomenal. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's hit the Broski of the week. But before that, a little word from our sponsors.
The Major Pod Network has a new tag team partner, Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Everybody needs some liquid courage to make their own weekly purchases. Scratch that figure itch and scratch that PBR itch.
Get your PBR beer, get your PBR hard coffee, and get your PBR stronger seltzer.
8%? If you're listening to this, you're already a major mark. Now it's time to become a major PBR mark.
Use the hashtag MajorPBR and post your pictures and videos of you major marking out.
Pabst Blue Ribbon and the Major Pod Network, the new tag team champions of the world.
Of the world!
But we're definitely not getting any new figures from Mattel.
The Broski of the week.
All right, guys. I don't want to say the final Broski of the week ever, but in this show, you will get this 8x10 available on MattCardonaMerch.com. You will get, oh man, wow, the Broski of the week headband, not available anywhere. I have this one and the one that I'm about to mail out. So that's it. And you will get the Broski of the week sticker. All you had to do was leave a review. It doesn't really matter what you had to do because you can't do it again. Mm-hmm. So here it is, guys. The Broski of the week. Can we get a little drum roll?
A lot of people, I'll tell you this, a lot of people did. I saw a lot of people submitted this week because, hey, procrastinators, right?
Yes. But here it is. It's from, well, I'll say it right now. The Broski of the week is at AJBam28. He wrote, "The last headband, are you serious, bro? It needs to come home to the British Broski. I remember the original show, and it's been 10 years already. Are you serious, bro? All those years have passed where they said, why do you support that wannabe? Well, look who's now owning the wrestling figure world. This day, one guy is still woo-wooing to the world and supporting Cardona. Time to get that hair gel, dust it off, take care, spike your hair all over again. Well, we are a little older, so maybe not now, but you get the idea. The Major Pod is a way of life, and this channel is too. I'm the British Broski and need to hear on Broski of the Week and get that last headband merch. Zack Ryder isn't dead to me. He just changed his name. WWWYKI. Well, AJ, thank you so much. You are the Broski of the Week. However, we have another Broski of the Week. Platinum Max Caster. You are the Broski of the Week. Big supporter of the show. I'm a big supporter of him. Yep. One half of the Acclaimed. Better rapper than John Cena, in my opinion.
Oh, wow. That is high praise.
High praise. So, I think Cena's a good rapper.
Yes.
So Max Caster, Broski of the Week.
Both of them really coming into their own. That's awesome. Okay. Let's talk about tweets. This one's cool. January 21st, 2012, you say, who you going to call Bro Busters? And then you say, thanks at barbershop window. So this is something really interesting. It's a Broski shirt. It's the Ghostbusters. Okay, you're seeing the picture right now.
I know exactly what it is.
You wearing the Ghostbusters symbol, but it's the Broski face. Bro Busters. Barbershop Window was the first incarnation of pro wrestling tees.
Right. It was like cool, trendy shirts, but they were like...
You didn't know they were
walking that fine line of IP, and I dug it, and
I loved it.
I let them do stuff, and I didn't see a royalty. I let them do it. Whatever.
Right.
I was cool with it.
Sent you a shirt, and then here we are years later in biz with Ryan. So,
Well, Ryan bought Barbershop Window.
Oh, I thought they started that. Okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
I'm
No,
sending a
and then
false
Barbershop
narrative.
Window is now gone.
Yes.
It's killed off.
Right.
It was pushed off a stage in a wheelchair.
Right. But they had great
Yeah.
shirts. I loved following their
They did.
their stuff. All right, Matt Cardona, January 21st. Here's Long Island Ice Z, the cocktail. It's a picture of your cocktail. So apparently you were drinking that night. January 25th,
Ooh, baby.
2012. Hey, broskies, it's at M. Chiappetta. I'll be controlling Zach's Twitter. His injury is a herniated disc. I hate you, Kane. January 26th. Hey, broskies, it's M. Chiappetta. I'll be putting up Zetrolong story for Zach soon. I hate you, Kane. We'll talk about that in a bit. And then January 20th, 2012, you say, I don't think that there's one person on this planet who can honestly say that real Jack Swagger is their favorite wrestler. Stiff.
Yeah.
Okay. Matches you had that week. 123-27. Falls count anywhere. Kane versus Zack Ryder. Ends in a no contest. 11 minutes and 30 seconds on Monday Night Raw at the U.S. Airways Center in Phoenix, Arizona, USA. Okay? We'll talk about that in a little bit. But one thing that I did want to mention is you do not wrestle again for 1 month. You don't wrestle for a month and a week until March.
Madison Square Garden?
I don't remember what it was, but I just saw 3 something. So
Pretty sure I do not wrestle until a live event in Madison Square Garden. I wrestled The Miz, and I was so nervous because I hadn't had a match in so long.
it definitely was a live event. I don't know where it was, but
Yeah. Pretty sure that's the weekend of the match, yeah.
so
This time sucked because the way my contract worked at the time, you get paid if you worked.
what if
So-
you did a pre-tape?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, if you no,
But you weren't
what
even
do
on
you
the
mean?
road.
I wasn't even on the road.
Oh wow. Okay.
They weren't even bringing me. First of all, no. If you went to Raw and did nothing, you would get paid.
Yes.
Yes. Doesn't matter what if you did nothing.
Yeah.
You could sit in catering and still get paid. Not a lot, but you get paid.
Yep.
I was at home not getting paid at all.
Right. Wow. So they took this
Seeing-
injury, really took it seriously. Go home and sell it.
So there is a time where, because I'm not like done after this, because now we haven't even gotten into like the wheelchair stuff yet.
Yep.
So that's all going to come later.
So
Man,
you're seemingly still
the-
doing some Raws.
Right,
At least.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Now,
But for the purpose of this show, I can't do my show. I was just chokeslammed through the stage.
okay, there's a lot of timing things here. So
Right.
so talk me through this. I'm guessing you don't find out that you're getting chokeslammed through the stage until that day. Is that true?
Of course. Right.
So
Maybe the day before.
So the week before, okay, baby, this is going to be the last show on my channel. I
Right.
got to film it. It's going to be cool. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. We're going to go to the
Right.
Royal Rumble. And then I'm going to have this sick opening show to start on the WWE
Right.
network and all that
And
stuff.
can't do any of
And
that.
then you walk into TV and you're like, all right, what are we doing tonight? And they're like, hey, injury angle.
Right.
And is it just like
Not a good time for a show
math?
about to move to a
Yeah.
right. Horrible.
Okay, so you're
horrible
thinking
timing.
all this stuff.
Yes.
All right, that's insane. It's insane.
Like how unfortunate that the last show on my channel, I'm really not even on.
yeah, it stinks.
And spoiler alert, guys, I say in the show that I filmed that Royal Rumble segment months earlier. I didn't. I filmed it then.
You're like, I want to do this because it's fun.
Yeah, because I had planned.
Yeah, that's fun though.
Yeah.
All right, let's move forward. It's crazy. I'll tell you about Raw. January 23rd, 2012. I mentioned it. U.S. Airways, Phoenix, Arizona. Live, 3.2 rating. Big ratings here.
Wow.
Here's your thing. 1 week after unloading a verbal tirade on Mr. Laurinaitis, the voice of the voiceless, opened WWE Raw Super Show by calling out the Executive Vice President of Talent Relations and demanding he admit that he will screw Punk at Royal Rumble.
Okay.
To the surprise of the WWE Universe, John Cena made his way to the ring, as Mr. Laurinaitis did not. Cena took the opportunity to demand a match with Kane on Raw and to grant Zack Ryder a U.S. title rematch. The interim Raw general manager finally appeared and announced that Zack Ryder would face Kane in a Falls Count Anywhere match, and he also declared that if Cena interfered, Long Island IZ would never have another U.S. title opportunity. Mr. Laurinaitis then announced CM Punk and John Cena would battle Jack Swagger and Dolph Ziggler, blah, blah, blah. So then, whatever. He's beating you up. You have a long match, though.
Pretty long.
Yeah. Still injured, Ryder tried to go after Kane early on, but Kane quickly overpowered his opponent and targeted his injured ribs. They chokeslam you into the stage. Eve is there. She's crying. You get stretchered out. John Cena's following the stretcher. Is there anything you want to talk about? Is there anything we could talk about this night, this match, this injury angle, the stretcher?
Kane always took care of me physically.
Yeah.
Always did. Total pro. I loved working Kane. I felt like, it's going to sound crazy to say, like, that we had chemistry. Mm-hmm. I just always loved working him. The chokeslam bump, we did rehearse during the day just to make sure that, the stage would break.
Yeah.
And I remember with, like, no adrenaline, it fucking sucked.
Yeah.
Because, like, yes, there's a crash pad, but you're still, think about this. Like, you're hitting the stage, and it's giving way and then falling, like, 6 feet to the ground. So even though there is a crash pad, it's like, oh, man. It just sucked.
Yeah.
During the show, my adrenaline's going. I don't even feel it.
Yeah.
But the rehearsal, oh my God. I'm a red light only guy, Mark.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm a red light only guy.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm starting to feel like, okay, what's going on here? At first I was very naive, optimistic. I'm slowly starting to feel like, okay, what's going on? Not to the point where I realize, okay, they're out to get me. Mm-hmm. I'm not there yet, but I'm starting to be like, well, where are we going? What's the payoff here?
Yeah, so in your mind, you're still kind of like optimistic, like, well, I'll get a match with Kane at a pay-per-view. And
well, I'm like, well, they're just moving my channel to start their own YouTube channel. Like, they can't, not like me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Woo.
The stretcher part, that's like filmed before, or they do that like live?
Live, because I have to be like, they put me on the stretcher right there.
Right. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Well, let's head into the show then.
Okay.
You start with the footage of it. Chokeslams.
Yeah. I mean, I have to explain. It was like kind of like a cold open. I have to explain.
Yes.
Why I'm not there.
So Cheese there, just like the last
Cheese
episode. But then Big O comes in, slams him out of the way. Just kidding. It's Big O. No one wants to see you, Chi.
Just a way to change things up so it's not Chi 2 weeks in a row.
Absolutely. Big O's great.
And I do, it comes full circle at the end of the episode. Big O did great. It's funny, Big O, we've mentioned it before, 10-year vet. Unbelievable.
In the wrestling biz.
10-year vet. Wow.
All right. So anyway. He says the Broski of the week for this week is Zack Ryder, and he talks all about your woes and that you wanted to be there for the last episode. He tells the story about how you became friends. You've mentioned it here. He put the
I'm doing calf raises. He puts his headphones in my ear, and it's New Kids on the Block, Summertime. Great track.
And immediately you're just like, this guy's awesome.
I wouldn't say awesome, but I could tolerate him because he was. I knew who he was before. He's just a loud, obnoxious guy at the gym. But when he did that, he kind of won me over. Big O has a big heart. I'll say that.
You said you started this YouTube show, but you can't be there because Kane chokeslammed you. He says, "Are you serious, bro?" Now, you go to the Are You Serious Bro of the Week. It's Mike Kioff. He says, woke up this morning and looked in the fridge, realized I didn't have any more Bud Light Lime. Are you serious, bro? So there we got that. Then we go to Hawkins, which I think he's in his living room. He's mad. He's drinking Bud Light Lime. He says he hopes that Chi or whatever person you put on your show besides him is helping you heal. And he calls himself the party starter, which I that
was his thing for a little bit, the party starter.
He drinks Bud Light Lime and he pours it out. I'm wondering if he poured it on the floor or not.
Where did he dump that out onto?
My guess, Brian. Now we know Brian. He's got a lot of OCD. I'm guessing he got a little bucket.
Yeah, got it like a
practiced it,
bucket or something.
Poured it right in a bucket.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Sign of the week. Woo woo woo. But right next to that, the Bro Busters symbol.
Yes, there it is.
Yeah.
And that Bro Busters gear, I eventually kind of tweak it a bit and have it on gear that was supposed to be on a Mattel figure, but conveniently doesn't get approved. And Triple H yelled at me and Gorilla about it.
He said, "We can't be having this."
Basically, yes.
That's
when in my head I'm thinking, well, but Kofi can and Rey Mysterio can. But I didn't say that. I did not talk back. And now, of course, we know everybody does stuff like that.
Yeah.
But 10 years ago, big no. And I understand why. IPs, legal stuff, I get it. But Mattel had told me to wear it because they had the license for Ghostbusters at WWE.
Did you say that or no?
Of course I did. That I said.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then, of course, the Mattel figure gets canceled.
Right. So Big O's on a business call. He's saying, meet me at the club. He says, whoops, I didn't see you there or whatever. But then he says, you've filmed a Royal Rumble skit that you wanted to air a couple of weeks ago, so you air it. Now, this is great.
I make sure to say a couple weeks ago.
Yes. Because
this is one of my favorite things that I forgot about this until I saw it. It's pretty well done.
Yeah, so you do a whole Royal Rumble with all the buddies.
All the Taka wrestling buddies.
I can't believe we didn't talk about this in the buddies special or whatever.
Bro, I totally forgot about it.
Yeah,
totally forgot about it.
Whole Royal Rumble, threw everybody out in very creative ways, gave Hogan the Broski boot.
That's right.
You win it, then you superimpose WrestleMania pointing at the sign.
Point to that sign, baby.
I thought it was great.
That was filmed at Creative Pro. And is that Scott Stanford doing the commentary? I'm sorry, you're right. NYWC Creative Pro wasn't a thing yet. No. You're right, NYWC.
Scott Stanford does the commentary, and then Justin Roberts announces you as the winner.
That's right. And I got a little Vince cameo. It's time for the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I thought that was great.
Yeah.
Fun segment.
Yeah.
Now, let's slow down here. Big O, he finally announces, this is something that I'm guessing you were really excited to announce. You were really excited to be like, hey, everybody, the channel's moving to the WWE Network. But instead, it's the big freaking O doing it.
First of all, I was not excited about it, but
all right, well, let's
talk
about that. Because
I did not want to move it. I didn't want to move it. I did not want to do it. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to keep doing it. The point was to have this journey to get on television, not to be a web guy, a YouTube guy, but like we've said a million times, WWE needed its proven concept for this YouTube deal. Now, we're going to do a whole episode where we talk, and I will go through these emails in depth. I want to have them like printed out in front of me, so I don't have to be looking through my phone. We'll do that when we get to episode 1. They needed my show. All these other shows that came along were unproven concepts. Mine was a proven concept. I didn't want to move it. I didn't want to keep doing it. And I knew they were going to start editing it. I knew it would become a job, and it did.
When did you? When were you? You probably would have been ending it right around here, or the year mark, maybe, is what you kind of were thinking.
I probably would have ended it a couple weeks prior after I won the U.S. title.
Okay.
You know.
Yep.
Because that was the story.
Right. Okay. So we'll talk more about that then. I have a million questions about like your thoughts and who you were talking to, moving it over, and.
First it was Joey Styles, and this guy, Rob Bernstein, who was in charge, talked to Triple H about it.
I can't believe
I remember I talked with Triple
out of this.
What's up?
I can't believe you didn't get more money.
No. I remember the talk with Triple H when I asked for payment. And he said no, because then we got to pay Santino, whoever else had a show. I don't know, Kelly. I said, yeah, but they just come and do this at TV before the show starts on a green screen. I'm doing this whole thing.
Insane.
It was a disaster. It really was.
Okay.
And even, listen, I say fuck Mick Foley. He put out a very nice video. I still say fuck Mick Foley, but saying, that I grabbed that brass ring and they took it away. And I truly believe that. And also, you can ask the guys who were on the roster in that time. every year after WrestleMania, we would have that sort of rah, rah, grab the brass ring, blah, 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 blah. Did not happen after I got killed off. Coincidence? Maybe. But they don't want you to grab the brass ring.
Right.
They do if you're one of their guys.
Yep.
If you're not one of their guys, and that's not me bitching and moaning. I mean, that's what happened. That's facts are facts. Now, I also, at the same time, I do want to take the blame. I've said this a million times. I didn't go up to Vince and say, what are we doing here? What's going on? Why is this happening? So I take responsibility. I don't have a bitter bone in my body about it because it's not going to change anything. It's not going to make me any happier, right? I'd rather take, responsibility, be accountable for it. And that way, it is what it is. Would I have liked things to go differently? Sure, but they didn't. But they made me who I am today, whether it be the wrestler, the man, whatever. It's all part of my journey, all part of my story. Unfortunate series of events, sure. But it happened. No reason to be bitter about it. No reason to bitch and moan about it. And at the end of the day, if there's only one person to blame, I'll take it for not being man enough at the time to go up to Vince and be like, what's going on here?
All right.
So.
All right, well, we go to the Ask the Heel. Ziggler's got a nice little promo here. He's talking about the Royal Rumble. He's got a big spot in the Royal Rumble.
Well, also, to backtrack, when Big O makes the announcement, I do add in the crowd going, boo.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, just because.
Yeah.
Okay. Ziggler mentions Bubba Sparks. I popped at that. But, yeah, he just says, he's going to win at the Royal Rumble. So, Then Big O closes out the show normal, but then you hear a lightsaber sound, and she comes in out of nowhere, slices him to finish it and say, take care, spike your hair.
Return of the Chi.
Return of the Chi. And then the very end, there's a childhood pic. What is that?
That's Chiapetta.
Oh, it's a picture of Chiapetta as a kid?
Yeah.
I had no idea. That ends the show. And that ends the Z True Long Island story on the Matt Cardona, or at the time Zack Ryder YouTube channel. I did look today at all the videos you've put up since. Not many. You did The Last Resort. You did a couple trailers. You did the MC trailer. Really only like 8 videos since in 10 years on that channel. But anyway, 50
and
more.
We had toyed with the idea when we started this channel to use my channel because I had the subscribers.
Thank God we didn't.
But that channel is so tainted because
algorithms probably messed up.
Yeah, WWE controls a lot of it, gets all the money from it. It's a
pain.
Yes.
Be a nightmare.
Nightmare.
Thank God we didn't. But I was like, I can't believe we're throwing away 156,000 subscribers. But a lot of those subscribers are dead subscribers at this point.
I'm sure they are. Yes, for sure.
I don't mean physically dead. I just mean maybe their accounts are lapsed.
There's probably some that are actually physically dead.
All right. So I did look at episode 51. It is a recap show. Episode 52, you're in that neck brace.
Fuck me.
So just keep that in mind when we sort of talk about that. All right, that's it. But let's wind down the show. I got a lot of cool things to talk about as far as the entire first 50 episodes. But before we do that, let's hear a little word from our sponsors. Bob Cardona. That's the last time you're going to hear that for a bit. All right, what do we got for the Are You Serious, Bro? Tweet of the week.
Are you serious, bro?
Well, what you had to do was you had to use the hashtag Are You Serious, Bro? You get the 8x10. The Are You Serious, Bro tweet of the week comes from @MarkyKayfabe. It says, Mrs. Foley's baby boy response, at the Matt Cardona. Are you serious, bro? Mick Foley.
Yeah, I did hear that nice thing that he said. All right, so know your bro. You use your hashtag know your bro, and we'll ask a question here, and Matt will send you an 8x10. So Russ Linderman says, so the question is, What at Matt Cardona career is more legendary? WWE, ECW, GCW, Impact Wrestling, and NWA. Hashtag for company legend. Hashtag know your bro. You can take this however you want to take this.
I mean, I was in WWE for over a decade, right?
Sure.
I do, and I'm proud of what I accomplished there. I do think I started the trend of using the internet to get yourself over.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe that if it wasn't for me, there wouldn't. How can I put this? Of course, listen, there were guys on Twitter, right? But I think I showed WWE like, oh my God, this internet thing is not just for nerds. I wish you could pull up like Triple H's first tweet. It says something like, so like degrading to the internet and the fans. It's like, I wonder if I can Google that. Like Triple H first tweet. Is that a thing? Can you do that?
Let's see.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Try to do that while we're doing this. Let's see if you can find it better than me. Triple H
talking.
First tweet. Because like I think the WWE, right?
Yep.
They were just like, they thought the internet fans were like this minority and like, you know, just these like total like smart marks. They didn't realize like everyone's on the internet. And now look, 10 years later, we know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then I don't think they knew it yet. And I think I opened their eyes up that A, there's money to be made. Internet's powerful. The voice of the fans is powerful.
Like that, nothing comes up when I search. So maybe we'll pop it in. We'll superimpose it or something like that.
Yeah,
on the screen.
I wish I could find it, but yeah, I can't find it. But
Okay.
it's something like super negative, like finally on the internet with all these nerds or something like that. You know?
Right. Whereas you're saying like, hey guys, let's hang out and talk and answer questions and all that stuff. And
so, you know, I'm very proud of what I accomplished in WWE.
right.
I say this a lot too, and I mean this. And again, if you disagree, that's fine. Just give me another name then. And I don't mean you, Mark, disagree. I mean the people listening or watching on YouTube. There is nobody in the history of this business who has been completely counted out, whether it be by fans, management, and have come back more times than me. Every time it should be over for me, it's not. Major Brothers didn't work. Well, I'm not like going down tag team like go to that tag team cemetery with the Highlanders and Jim and I do some doubles. No, we become the Edgeheads. Mm-hmm. Okay, that has a little run. That doesn't work out. Okay, I'm going to take care, spike my hair, become the woo-woo one-legged tights guy. ECW, unfortunately, closes down. I get sent to Raw, get lost in the shuffle. Okay, you know what I do? I start this YouTube show. It works. Bust my ass for a whole year. End up main eventing, Team Messina, win the U.S. title. That, unfortunately, you know, I got to push off the stage in a wheelchair. I said, fuck that. And it took a while to bounce back. It did. It took a while. It took a while for me to find myself as well because I didn't know who I was or what I was going to be because obviously they didn't like what they had, right? Mm. So after the whole show is over, after 100 episodes over, I stopped wearing the headband, stopped wearing the glasses, grew out the hair. I'm trying everything. Switch up the gear. You know, then I have to go to NXT with Mojo, do the Hype Bros thing. And as that's kind of getting off the ground, I get another opportunity, end up winning the IC title at WrestleMania. You know, and then that kind of gets taken away from me because they want to use Mojo on TV, so I have to do this Hype Bros thing. I'm like, okay, I'll try to make the best of this. It's like oil and water and not a good opposite attract. It was not working, but I got hurt, which I was so happy I got hurt. I was like, this is the end of the Hype Bros, thank God. Mojo goes on to win that Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I'm thinking, oh, when I come back, there's no way we'll be together. In fact, there are plans for me to come back in a Money in the Bank ladder match to like be a surprise. Something, okay, they have some plans for me. but the Mojo singles run doesn't work out. Oh, well, let's bring Zack back to team with him. That fucking sucks. Then I go a whole year without being on Raw. And then I end up winning the tag team titles WrestleMania with Hawkins. So it's a whole bunch of ups and downs.
There's a lot of ups and downs in professional wrestling. Everyone will tell you that. Yeah.
But I didn't quit. I kept that's where Always Ready came from.
Right.
That's where it came from. Because you have to be ready for any and all opportunities. Because some people are not going to be the chosen one. That's fine. We can't all be Roman Reigns. It's impossible. It's impossible. So when you get a shot, you better be fucking ready. Because if you fail, it's on you. Mm-hmm. And then since getting released from WWE, man, I don't care about proving people wrong. I care about proving myself and my fans right. And that's been my goal and my mission since being released. And time has flown by because I've had so much fucking fun. It's been almost 2 years since I got fired. And I'm having the time of my life right now. 2021 rivals 2011 as my favorite year of my career. And 2022, it's January. I have wrestled for the Impact World Championship. I have, done great stuff with GCW. Wrestled at Hammerstein Ballroom. And, tonight I'm going for the Digital Media Championship. I'm doing stuff with NWA, all these indies. I'm having the time of my life and career right now. So when it's all said and done, like where will I be most remembered? We're not done with the story yet, so it's hard to say.
Yeah, I think the wrestling business is changing as well in the sense that we're just talking about wrestling here. We're not just talking about the WWE. It's not Kleenex. This is not just the one monopoly part of the business. I think we're headed in many different directions. So hopefully we're all you're remembered as Matt Cardona, the wrestler who was all over the world and did a lot of cool things. But
yeah, and I do want to be remembered. I'm not dying or anything, but like for what I did in 2011, how I forced WWE to use me because of the internet and everything that has come from that. I do want to be remembered for that. But right now, I'll say it. I want to be remembered for the guy who proves I don't need AEW. I don't need WWE. I don't need a major promotion to be a major star, to be making money. Listen, of course, you can be an independent wrestler till you're dead and not be a star and not be making money. I want to be a star and I want to be making money. Mm-hmm. I want to be fucking successful. Yeah. If WWE calls or AEW calls, of course, I'll entertain the offer. But I want to prove that you can do it without it. And that's my mission right now. And I think I'm doing a hell of a good job right now, and I want to do an even better job. I always want more. I'm grateful for what I accomplished. I'm satisfied, but then I'm not satisfied. It's very hard to explain. I think, Mark, you understand what I'm saying. Once I hit a goal, I want to achieve a new goal. Yeah. But I'm still at the same time grateful for what I have accomplished, but I'm not complacent, and I'm not, all right, well, I did this, I can just relax. The more successful you get, the harder you got to fucking work.
Oh, my God. It just gets harder and harder.
Gets harder and harder.
When you get there, have that beer, and then keep pushing forward.
Yeah, have a Bud Light Lime, a PBR, whatever you want to have.
Yeah. All right. So characters debuted in the show, none but returning She, Big O, Brian, Stanford, Justin Roberts. This episode is 379,280. That's kind of up. Launched January 27th, 2012. It clocked in at 7 minutes and 5 seconds. Now, before we finish, let's talk about this spreadsheet that I have been looking at and
Mark,
updating, and Billy Peck actually helped me update it a little bit. Okay, characters. The person that appeared the most in Z True Long Island Story, Zack Ryder, 49 episodes. Second.
Because you count this one as an appearance.
I count this one as an appearance, yes.
Right.
The second most is a tie. Scott Stanford, 28. And Big O, 28.
Wow.
Okay. Well, also the internet title, 28. The next, very close, Dad, 27 episodes.
Wow.
All right.
Dad all over GCW wearing that FWF cowboy hat.
Yes.
I promised my mom I wouldn't bleed. I got hard weight in the front and the back.
Crazy.
Sorry, Mom.
Chiappetta, 20. Ziggler, 16.
I would have thought more for Ziggler.
Yeah. Kurt Hawkins, 5. Primo, 6. Trent, only 1, but he gets bigger later.
Right.
Cena, 3. Princess Leia, 2. Ultimate Broski, 2. A lot of 1s. Justin Roberts, only 2. And that's kind of it. But there's a lot of people. Here's my whole list of all the people that appeared in the show for the first 50 episodes. Eve Torres, Mick Foley, Howard Finkel, Matt's brother, Mr. Belding, Jimmy Hart, Stanford's evil twin, Triple H, Hugh Jackman, Randy Orton, Dr. Amen, Ziggler, Swoggle, Rosa, R-Truth, Chris Masters, Santino, the Internet Title, Hair Lady, Jan, who I've met and befriended over the last couple of months. William Regal, Darren Young, Mean Gene, Joey Styles, Justin Roberts, Chiappetta, Morrison, Molina, Yoshitatsu. By the way, only 2 appearances for Yoshitatsu.
Mean Gene right here.
Trish Stratus, Bill DeMott, Kurt Hawkins, Princess Leia, Cena, Trent, Primo, Big O, Ultimate Broski, Dad, Stanford, and Zack Ryder. Okay.
Wow.
The highest viewed episode is episode 1 at almost a
Of
million,
course.
935,370.
I always hated that because even along this journey, when someone in WWE would go watch it, of course they type it in, and this is the first one that popped up, and this isn't the show.
Yeah, it's the worst.
You know?
Yes.
The worst.
The second biggest, though, 463,182 is episode 30. That was the one that had the WWE rub. They did the commercial on Raw.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
But that was like by far more. And then all the other ones are in between 200 and like 350. That's like
Okay.
where they all are. 83% of episodes had some sort of figure representation in them at some point.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
So many.
Oh.
I mean, is that really that surprising?
It is because I wasn't really collecting then.
No, but you had people making out. You had the first 30 episodes had a Ziggler figure in it. And
True.
I do have a list of all the Broskis of the week. You did start it in episode 4.
Oh, we're not going to
We're not going to go through all those, but that's what I have. I'll try to post this spreadsheet for you guys to take a look at. There's this whole
That's pretty
which
interesting.
episode people debuted in and when they came back. So it's pretty neat. But that's all the things. Stanford and Big O, baby. That's the 2 highest used in the first 50 episodes.
Damn. It's impressive.
All right. Well, I guess that's it. I am here in Cleveland. I'm wearing my Chi-Town Rumble Ric Flair versus Ricky Steamboat shirt that I got at Pro Wrestling Tees. ProWrestlingTees.com/MajorWF for shirts for this show or the Major Pod Network. ProWrestlingTees.com/SmartMarkSterling or Matt Cardona for our shirts. I do have 2 shirts on AEW. Check those out. If you were to buy one of my shirts to support me, those were the ones that I would want you to buy. What else do we have to plug here?
Check us out every Monday at Whatnot, this incredible auction app. It's social media meets eBay. Myself, Smart Mark, Brian Myers, we're auctioning off stuff from our collections, not just action figures, ring-worn merch. So many cool things. Check us out every Monday, 6:30 on Whatnot, right, Mark?
Yeah, 6:30 Eastern. Really, we kind of just launched our own a weekly live show, that we're going to be doing every Monday. So, if you're going to be missing this show, try to catch us on Mondays live. We're kind of we're shooting the shit. We're making fun of each other. We're selling some items. I will have some Z True Long Island Story stuff coming up, I think next week. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah, so check that out. I'm gonna have some figures and things like that. So, some cool stuff going
You know
on.
what?
and whatnot.
Maybe I'll find a little relic from Z True, and I'll put it up on Whatnot this Monday. How about that?
Oh, that's cool. Okay, we'll
There
do
you go.
some
Look.
Z stuff. So you specific Z True Long Island Stories. Make sure
You gotta check it out.
Whatever. Download the Whatnot app. Find us at Major WF Pod. Follow every 6:30. Watch the show. It's really cool. All right.
ProSteez.com/Matt Cardona, MattCardonaMerch.com. If you want our Major Bendy's figures, check those out at MajorPodMerch.com. I had that Major Bendy's on the ring at GCW in Hammerstein.
Love that.
Tomorrow, Friday, live 11 Major Wrestling Podcast. It's sold out, so if you want to come, you can't. It's sold out. But guys, thank you so much for coming along on this journey. 10 years later, trip down memory lane. I hope we gave you some great insight, but it's not over yet. We're gonna take a little break, and we're gonna come back with 10 episodes where we're just covering, whether it be different episodes, Q&A, merch, a bunch of different topics, Kane, Hosky, Last Resort. It'll be fun. Listen, I don't know exactly how long we're going to take. I'd say less than a month, but at least a couple of weeks, kind of do the research, because now it's not just watching the 5-minute episode. Now we got to do some research. But we're going to come back, and it's been a hell of a ride, guys. I appreciate it. Mark, thank you very much for doing this with me.
Yeah.
50 episodes. It's crazy. It's crazy to think, like, I have a documentation of a year of my life, and then 10 years later, I have a documentation of a year of my life, because it's a retrospective, but also kind of what we've been doing now. So, pretty wild. This wrestling business is crazy. I fucking love it. I love all the fans out there. But yeah, I guess for now, it's crazy. In 50 episodes, we couldn't get that Facebook situation worked out.
I thought that we'd definitely get that resolved. Too
Couldn't
bad.
get that worked out.
Too bad.
But for old time's sake, like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, buy all the merchandise on, well, not WWE Shop, but MajorPodMerch.com or MattCardonaMerch.com. Drink some PBR, guys. Sponsor of the show. And take care. Spike your hair.
Just take care.